RootKits. In simple language, rootkit is a software kit used to get to the root or admin account of your computer. In other words, it is a kit or a program used to gain admin access to the computer and thereby control it. Rootkit can make it to your computer through different ways. And the most popular method being used is phishing and social engineering attacks. Once they enter your computer, they usually take control of it and allow hackers to access it remotely so they can carry out the intended tasks. And those intended tasks could be stealing information from the computer or simply crashing it. And how do you detect rootkit infection? Just like different types of malware, rootkit infections usually are accompanied with some typical signs, which include antivirus stopping to function, Windows settings changing independently, background images changing, or pinned items to the taskbar disappearing for a reason. And there could be slow performance issues as well. And all these are just indicators of a rootkit infection. Rootkits can load even before the operating system loads. So it can exist in firmware and in drivers as well, specifically in graphic drivers and audio drivers. There are different types of rootkits. And for the exam purposes, it's important to know all these kinds of rootkits. Let's talk about it one by one. The Kernel Root Kit operates at a kernel level and will have a serious effect on the system. These rootkits are usually difficult to detect since they operate at the kernel level, meaning they have same privileges just like the operating system. The Firmware Rootkit. These rootkits affect the firmware devices like network devices. And these rootkits are usually booted when the machine gets booted and is available as long as the device is, and hence it is too hard to detect. Application Rootkit. These rootkits operate at an application level. That is, they do not affect the kernel, but the application files inside your computer. These usually replace the application files with the rootkit files or change the behavior of the application by injecting the code. Memory Rootkit. These rootkits usually hide themselves and operate from the computer's memory, which is the RAM or random access memory. The Bootkit rootkits are also known as bootloader level kits. And they infect the legitimate bootloader of your system with the respective rootkit, so they get activated whenever the operating system is started. So obviously these rootkits too pose a serious threat to your system. Persistent rootkits. Another rootkit which starts up and stays active until the system is shut down. What's more is the fact that the rootkit has the ability to restart the system processes. The library rootkits, as the name suggests, these rootkits affect the library files in your computer. For example, the DLL files and the DDL files. Similar to other rootkits, these two intercept specific files and replace them with its own code. Now, once a rootkit is detected, it needs to be removed and cleaned up. And because of rootkit's invasive nature and the fact that many aspects of the rootkits are not easily detectable, most system administrators don't even attempt to clean up or remove a rootkit. So it is far easier to use a previously captured clean system image and reimage the machine rather than to identify the depth and the breadth of the damage and attempt to fix individual files.